Naked. I awoke naked and sweating. It was 7 o'clock a.m. and the Ukrainian summer heat was already suffocating me. I wasn't surprised to learn that a few more mosquitoes had feasted on me during the evenings. Just a few more red dots to add to my collection. I rolled off of my bed. My couch that converted into a bed, I should add. I walked from one office, my bedroom, into the neighboring office, my kitchen, for a cup of iced coffee. You see, as a Peace Corps volunteer in Ukraine, one has to exercise patience and flexibility. For me, I had to come to terms with living in a school for 2 years. I didn't even bother making preparations for a warm shower. I exited my kitchen, walked across the corridor, and turned the knob. Now, in the mornings, I could generally count on water, but it wasn't always guaranteed. I stepped into the shower that had been created in the closet, just for me. At first, the cold trickle of the water was painful, but I quickly enjoyed it. I kept it short. I didn't want to be left standing in the shower, lathered up in soap with no water. Let's just say one learns from experience. As a teacher of English as a second language in a village school, I had my summers off. I spent my time traveling, assisting other volunteers with summer camps, reading, writing letters, making progress on my English education center at my school, and enjoying village life with my Ukrainian friends. On this particular day, I didn't have any plans. I wasn't ready to deal with the sauna-like conditions of my school either. So, I grabbed my messenger bag, stuffed my camera and a bottle of water in it, and began to walk. I walked slowly and with little direction. I knew that if I exited my village of Novoushytsia to the northeast, I could follow a dirt path that rested at the bottom of a valley. I was perfectly content exploring and snapping photographs. A sign for a movie theater that didn't exist. Village homes to my left and to my right. Abandoned buildings overtaken by the earth. A yellow post office box. And the lush nature of rural Ukraine. Subtle shots of villagers as they passed me by. A babusia, grandmother, carrying her products. A didus, grandfather, riding shirtless on a horse-drawn cart. With time, lunchtime had come. Why had I not packed any snacks? I was very disappointed in my uncharacteristic poor planning. Then again, I had hoped that I would stumble across a village shop where I could purchase a few products. I found no food. I slowly arrived in the village of Tsivkivsi. Here, the center of the village only consisted of 3 or 4 small shops. Fortunately, one of them was a shop where I could buy some food. "No, the Americanets, chini," said the man standing to the next door, smoking a cigarette. "You're the American, no?" "Tak, ya uchitel v Novoushytsia," I replied. "Yes, I'm the teacher in Novoushytsia." To no surprise, the man invited me into the bar next door for a shot of vodka. It wasn't the first time that my nationality had sparked the curiosity of a stranger. At this moment, I wasn't only curious and hungry for some food, I was also hungry for a sense of adventure. So, I walked into the bar. I sat at a table with 2 gentlemen and a younger man. The setup was quite standard. Bottle of vodka, a few shot glasses, open-faced sandwiches, pickles, chips, and nuts. I quickly became acquainted with my new friends. They learned more about my background and my experiences in Ukraine, and I learned more about their lives, their opinions, and their values. Shortly after our second bottle of vodka, a 4th gentleman joined us. No, the Amerikanet, Chini. You're the American, no? Ta, zu Ushitse? Yes, from Ushitsia, I replied. The 4th gentleman asked me if I would be interested in joining his family for a picnic in the forest. Naturally, I said yes. To me, stranger does not always mean danger. I hopped into a blue van with 2 middle-aged couples, a man no older than me, and 2 young, charming children. We traveled on a path that I would have never discovered on my own. As I became acquainted with my second group of villagers, I couldn't help but admire the beauty of rural Ukraine. Green, rolling hills, untouched by the hands of men and women. We drove for about 20 minutes into what felt like the middle of nowhere. Then again, at this time I was used to that. The blue van stopped near a natural spring. Before arranging our blankets and our food, we flocked over to the natural spring like thirsty animals in the African desert. I placed my hands in the cool water, cupped them, and brought the water to my mouth. I repeated this over and over and over again. I then placed some cool water on my forehead and on the back of my neck. I dipped in my hands again and washed my face and cooled off my arms. We feasted on fresh products from their gardens. Cucumbers, tomatoes, peaches, apples, along with some herring, sausage, bread, and grilled pork. Again, this conversation, this dialogue, was carefree, effortless, and very enjoyable for me. And I have to note that everything was washed down with a few more shots of vodka. As the sun set on the rolling hills of the Podilska region, we tidied up our picnic area and hopped back into the blue van. My new friends were kind enough to give me a ride back to my school, my home. When I think of Ukraine, this story always pops into my mind. It's a reminder that I need to trust the goodness and humanity. There is so much for me, for all of us, to learn from those who are different than us. As I returned to my office, I shifted my couch back into a bed, stripped off my clothes, and returned to my naked state of being. I could only wonder how many new mosquito bites I would wake up with, and what adventures the next day would bring. Thank you.